Here we back. Yeah, we back. Now, back again with another interesting video. Today's video is going to be a follow-up video to one I dropped last week entitled How to Avoid and Recognize the Pro-Black Divestor. Now, back again with another one. Today we're going to be talking about a different archetype, my brothers. We're going to be talking about the sugar baby divestor. And as you can see, take a look up on the screen. As you can see by the image, we're going to go into the history. We're going to go in deep on this one, right? I'm going to do a psychoanalysis of this chick that recently came across my attention. Another one of these Anglo advocates, another one of these alabaster apostles, another one of these Caucasian crusaders, preaching the gospel of the European on social media. I'm going to do a psychoanalysis and a historical analysis of this archetype in this video, man. Now, see, the beautiful thing when you are well versed in history, you realize that nothing is new under the sun. Everything you see happening today, it happened 100 years ago, it happened 200 years ago, and we are simply repeating cycles in history. Now, anyways, I'm gonna jump into some of her content. I'm gonna be reacting and providing commentary. So let's jump into the first clip. Let's go.
This is for my brown skin, chocolate, dark skin, lovely girls. Okay, this is not for the sister soldiers. This is not for the Wakanda queens. This is not for the I'm gonna stick by Ben DeQuan no matter what he does. Okay, so these are the men you must date if you want to be treated like a queen in the soft life. I kid you not. Thank you, sir.
You are.
God bless you. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you, sir. Okay, let me tell you. Jewish, Italian, Irish. I already made a video before and it went bananas, but this is so true. From experience, I can tell you this, baby. From experience, okay? They love chocolate women. We are often underlooked in our race, but honey, let me tell you something. If you open up and if you open up your options and you become limitless and you don't hold yourself back like silly people do, honey, babes, trust me. Irish, Italian, Jewish. These men will literally praise your skin. They will praise the ground you walk on. They will truly, whatever makes you happy, they will truly try to do. Now, everybody isn't perfect, but please trust me when I say this, okay? Go to where you are appreciated, never tolerate it.
All right, we back. Now, I just want to point out at the beginning of the clip, she started out by saying, this video is for my chocolate, dark-skinned sisters, whatever, right? Now, the pro-black divestor and the sugar baby divestor are two different archetypes, but they overlap in certain ways, right? They overlap because women who engage in this lifestyle, I don't understand why, right? They always want to emphasize the dark-skinned chocolate, whatever, the dark-skinned melanated, unadulterated. But you got to understand, in the type of lifestyle you're engaging in and the type of lifestyle you're promoting to other women in the community, you're not going to be reproducing the dark-skinned chocolate, melanated, unadulterated, pure blood, African blood. You're not going to be reproducing that. You're going to be reproducing the light, bright, butterscotch, golden, honey dipped caramel latte, the sun-kissed, the sugar and spice. That's what you're going to be reproducing. That's your community you're going to be producing. I just had to point that out, man, because I don't understand women who engage in this lifestyle, their obsession with the dark skin complexion, because meanwhile, your daughter is not going to come out looking anything like you. So whatever. But anyways, let's continue. Then she went on to say, this video is not for the sister soldiers, is not for the Wakanda queens, basically disparaging and disrespecting other black women who deal with black men, right? Which is hilarious to me because the women who engage in this lifestyle, they are not scared to disrespect and disparage and try to shame other black women who decide to deal with black men. But it's so funny because black women would never want to shame them for dealing with white men, right? You never see black women coming after other black women for dealing with white men, but you see these type of women show no hesitation by disrespecting other black women who decide to deal with their own men. I don't understand it. They try to call them all type of disrespectful names. You a sister soldier, you a Wakanda queen, things like that, right? It's a funny dynamic. You see, the black man will get shamed for dealing with women of other races, but in the community, these same women will shame other black women for dealing with their own race. Such a backwards mentality, man. Such a backwards mentality. But that also reinforced what I said in my previous video about the pro-black divestor. You see, they encourage the black man to deal with the black woman. The black man gets shamed if he deals with other races of women. But they encourage black women to go deal with everybody around the world. Let's continue. Then she went on to say, ladies, these are the men you should date if you want to live a magnificent, marvelous, spectacular, and a splendid existence. You need to go deal with the Jews. You need to get with the Italians. You need to get with the Irish. Listen, man. Oh my goodness. Good Lord. Oh my God. Now, hold up. I just want to give a disclaimer. Brothers, when I make videos like this, right, I don't want y'all to see videos like this and then try to paint a broad brush of the entire population, right? We don't do that. When we do these psychoanalysis, I'm not doing this to tell y'all, all right, bet, now we got to go get with the white women and the Asian women. I don't do that because I don't deal with those women, right? I do this so you guys understand what's out here, the mentalities to avoid, the personalities to avoid, the archetypes to avoid. It makes it easier when moving around to know what to eliminate and to know what to entertain. Right. So it's like if I was running a medical channel and we were doing an analysis on HIV patients. That doesn't mean the entire population has HIV, right? Only a segment of the population has HIV. But we're just doing this to raise awareness and spread the information. So you don't end up like the other men in my, Black Men Married a Divestor series. Black men married a failed divestor. Black men married a failed swirler. You don't want to end up like those men that we spoke about in my other videos, man, because they obviously did not do their due diligence. So I'm giving y'all this information to do your due diligence so you're aware of what's in front of you when you're into it. I'm not doing these videos to go, encourage y'all to go date white women. That's stupid. That's retarded. Anyways, let's continue. Let's take a look at some of the reactions in this comment section, right? Take a look up on the screen. This lady said, honey, where are the Jews? She said, sis, they everywhere, girl. Get you a good one and you win. Go outside. Now, a common marketing tactic that these women use, these women who are, Jehovah's Witnesses for the Europeans, what they do is to bring more women into their flock, to bring more women into their congregation. They promote this idea that there is a scarcity of black men available for black women. And they promote the opposite, which there's an abundance of other men waiting for black women, right? When that doesn't make sense. Like, logically speaking, do you think that a black woman has more of a probability to get a black husband and start a black family? Or do you think that she has a better chance at landing a wealthy Jew and starting a Jewish biracial family? What do you think is more likely to happen in general, right? Do you think a black woman is more likely to get with a successful black man? Or do you think she's more likely to get with a wealthy Jew? But they create this idea that there's an abundance of wealthy Jews ready to do charity and link up with black women, but there's a scarcity of black men available. That's how they reel these women into their flock, into their congregation. That's how they spread the gospel. It's like when the Jehovah's Witness knock on your door. Have you ever read the gospel of Jesus Christ? That's how they reel you in. That's the initial hook into their marketing pitch, right? There's a scarcity of black men, but there's an abundance of Italians and Irish and Jews. Now, this lady said she loves her some Italian men. Now, I would say among the Europeans, I would say in terms of racism, just pure unadulterated racism, I would say the Italians, they some heavyweights. I'll admit, the Italians, they some heavyweights. Very unfiltered and very uncensored. So I'll never understand the fascination that some of our women got with the Italians. I truly don't understand it. But like I said, it goes back to what I said in my last video, the lack of education. The lack of education. When it comes to Italy, this is a place where you have wealthy black men, wealthy black soccer players. They have incidents where the crowd, they throwing bananas at the black soccer players, calling them monkeys and shit like that, right? This is a place where in Italy, they walk up to black women in the street. They automatically assume you're a sex worker because you're a black woman, right? They just walk up to you talking about, what's the price? $40, $50. They have no respect. They have no respect for members of the black race. No respect for members of the African race. So I have no idea why. I've been hearing black women say this for years. Oh, the Italians. Oh, I love me, the Italians. You go to Italy, they calling you a fucking monkey. You go to Italy, they talking about what's the price? $80, let me get some head. But they talk, oh, the Italians, they gonna treat you like a queen. Like, bro, it's so backwards, bro. It's so backwards. I'm telling you, bro, if you hear any black woman glorifying the Italians, bro, just delete her number, my dude. Delete her number. If she has anything positive to say about the Italians, delete her number. She is a stone cold, 100% unadulterated, pure blood goofy. Golly, let's continue. This lady said, no lies, you get top tier treatment from the Irish and the Italians. My goodness, my Lord. I'll be honest, and this is not really specific to any gender, but it's really disgusting to me when I see my people glorifying these other nations, these other races, these other cultures. Because when you go to these other cultures, they have nothing positive to say about us at all, man. They got nothing good to say about us at all, man. So I get so annoyed when I see y'all just glorifying and pedestalizing and uplifting these people that dog us out at their dinner tables, talk shit about us at their dinner tables, talk shit about us in their private quarters, and you in public glorifying and getting on your knees and kissing their ass. I can't stand it, man. And this applies to black men and black women. I hate when y'all do that, man. I hate when a black man comes around to me, oh man, the white women, the Spanish women, and I hate when a black, oh my, the Italians and the Irish and the Jews, like y'all are pathetic, man. Like if nobody told y'all before that, man, let me tell you right now, all of y'all are pathetic. And I never understood the positive PR, the positive image that the Irish have when it comes to like. I don't understand that. Like, as if they weren't right there during the colonial period owning thousands of slaves. The reason why your last name is Murphy. The reason why some of y'all last name is Kelly and O'Reilly and things like that. Where you think that came from? All them Irish last names some of y'all carrying around from Jamaica to goddamn Virginia. All them Irish surnames. Where you think they came from, man? You think them people got love for your people? Them people had your folks in chains, shackled, bro. And you talk about, oh man, the Irish and the golly, man, the lack of education is crippling, man. This lady said, even the white hillbillies. My husband is a hot hillbilly and he treats me like a princess and a queen. Oh my God, man. Now we glorifying. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse. We went from glorifying the Irish and the Italians. Now we glorifying the Confederate hillbillies from the South. Gosh, gee. Let's continue. This lady said, I haven't had the best experience with Jewish men. Do you have any tips? Now, as somebody who has a few, Jewish business associates with my family business, and someone who has in-depth conversations with some of these men about, life, society, politics, things like that. Listen, these men are very in tune with their culture. They're very in tune with their culture. They place a lot of value and importance on their culture, maintaining their culture, especially their customs, their traditions, things like that. They have certain expectations they have given to them from their families. So, like I said, like these men would have no problem, spending a good time, having a good time with y'all, being, sugar baby, spending paying some rent. But when it comes to, really creating family bonds in the majority, I really don't like, if you think it's not enough black men to go around, I'm telling you, it's definitely not enough Jewish men to go around. That man is going to choose his Jewish woman 10 times out of 10, right? 10 times out of 10. I knew a Jewish guy who actually left. He was a professional. He was a professional. He had his career going. He left and relocated to a different city with a higher Jewish population just to increase his chances of getting a Jewish wife because he felt it wasn't enough Jewish women where he was at. So he left to where it was more Jewish women. Some of those men really take that shit serious. They take it serious. When it comes to keeping it inside the family, they take it serious. So if you think it's not enough black men to go around, baby, it's definitely not enough Jewish men to go around. Let's continue. This lady said, also the Indians in my experience. My God, my Lord, we are now glorifying the Indians, where a woman can't even walk down the street safely in India, right? Where the dark-skinned Indian women are marginalized in India, in their own cultures. Where they hate their own dark-skinned women in their own cultures, where they violate their women with impunity in their own culture, where the women and girls ain't even safe in India. You got these women talking about, we gonna get with the Indians. The Indian women don't even want the Indians. Bro, the Indian women don't even want the Indians. Golly, I don't even know what to say. I don't even want to provide no commentary to this comment. Moving on. This lady said at the top, I have to dispute that. Meaning that she disagrees with the lady from the video saying that, oh, the Italians and the Irish and the Jews, they got this everlasting love for black women. So she said that she disagrees. And then the lady responded and she said that we still have to be what they desire, but what's your experience? And she responded and said, certain Italian men are deep rooted and only date their own women simply because of the generational traditions. I've come across the same with Jewish men. It's a family disgrace to marry black. That's a fact. See, this lady right here, this lady is intelligent. This lady actually probably been around these men and understands how it really goes, right? She's not really trying to sell a dream. She's not really trying to sell some bullshit to the population, right? The lady at the bottom said, I've had the worst luck with the Jews. They treat non-Jewish women as practice. That's a fact. I didn't want to say that about my Jewish associates because they kind of express similar sentiments. Really, like they said, listen, when it comes time to break bread, I got to bring home a Jewish woman to my mama. You know what I'm saying? I got to bring home a Jewish woman to my mama. You know, but of course, guarantee them boys be tricking off on all different type of races and nationalities and backgrounds. But when it comes time to it, they got to come home and they got to bring home a Jewish woman. And going back to what the lady said, that it's a family disgrace to marry black. Like I said before, in my home country, right, there's a small Jewish elite. There's a small little group of families of different nationalities and backgrounds. Some are Jewish, some are, Palestinian, some are Syrian, Lebanese, whatever, right? Like I said, these men make up about less than 5% of the population. They've been in the country for over 100 years and they've never mixed races. In a population where damn near all the women are black, damn near over 90% of the women are black, these men have never married outside of the race. They'll marry their own cousin before they marry a local black Haitian woman, because they want to keep everything inside the family. They don't want a black woman to penetrate their bloodline and penetrate their bank accounts and penetrate the family wealth. They'll marry their own cousin before they marry a local black woman. Now, of course, they're going to be having sex with their black maids and having sex with the local black woman. But when it comes time to break bread, guarantee. That's how it goes, man. That's why I don't know why these women are selling you dreams. They really want you to believe that it's not enough black men, but it's just so much, Jewish men and Italian men and white men. I don't understand why they're trying to sell you this propaganda, man. I don't know what they're gaining from it. Now, this lady right here, the lady who made that video, she actually is monetizing this. Like, she does meetups, she sells courses, she sells all type of things to black women who want to get with these other different groups of men. So she's actually monetizing this and cashing in on your insecurities and your low self-esteem and your low racial pride. But for the average, like, I don't understand why the average woman be trying to sell, preach the gospel. At least she's getting some money out of this. But when I see women who just do it for the love of the game, like just, spread propaganda on behalf of these men for no reason, like, I don't understand what are you getting out of it? Because they're not doing the same in return. These men are not doing the same in return, right? The most you're gonna get is maybe get your rent paid for like 6 months and some low quality performance in the bedroom powered by Viagra and Cialis. I mean, that's pretty much all y'all about to get for real. Like, we gotta start telling the truth to our sisters, man. We gotta start telling the truth to our women, man. Let's continue. Now, if you take a look up on the screen, she actually, if you go to her page, right, she's always glorifying her escapades, things like that. She done, I went down her TikTok page. She done been in like 15 different white men's penthouses this year, bro. Like, she always filming from a different white man's bedroom in a different hotel with a different white man. Now, in this clip, she was in the mall with a white man, white man tricking off on her, things like that. Bought her some Louis Vuitton, as you can see. Now, look at the type of white man she dealing with, bro. Just look. My man got a foot in the grave, bro. My man got a foot in the grave. Look how old he. My man is geriatric. My man is ancient. My man is a fossil. My man is old as hell. Now, this lady's based in New York City. Now, unfortunately, I live in New York City also, and I'm here to tell you, brothers, this is common. This happens a lot behind closed doors, man. A lot behind closed doors. This sugar baby lifestyle, it's rampant in New York City, man. It's rampant. Like, these old white dudes, man, they be running through it, man. They be running through it, bro. And then afterwards, as black men, we have to sit and be lectured about, oh, the black man is not loyal to the race. The black woman is the most loyal to the race. But I never bought that, because when I looked around, I didn't see that. They say, oh, the black man marrying outside the race. But you can only say the black man is marrying outside the race because there's no registered data. There is no scientific data that registers the sugar baby lifestyle. We don't know what happened behind closed doors when it comes to casual relationships or when it comes to relationships that don't lead to marriage. But when it comes to meeting somebody online on social media, you go on a few dates and have relations, that is never registered on a government survey, on a government census. So nobody knows what's happening behind closed doors. But when a black man gets married, of course, that's going to be registered with the government, so you can keep track of that. But we can't really keep track of, what's happening on these dating apps or on these sugar baby websites and things like that. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going on, man. We don't know what's going on. Nobody's tracking that. That's why they're able to get away with that talking point. That's why I be on Dr. Umar Johnson's head when he be coming at the black man, because I'm like, bro, you got to keep it equal. You got to keep it 100, bro. That's why when it comes to me, I'm a much needed voice in this conversation, because I'll bring the conversation 360 degrees. I'll talk about the whole side, right? Dr. Umar Johnson, he wants to talk about the black man. Fine, that's cool. I'm gonna talk about the other side because nobody else wants to talk about it, right? Everybody's scared to talk about it. I'm not scared to talk. Why we scared to talk about it? Tell me why we scared to talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. Anyway, so I did some digging, right? The lady from the video, right? As you can see, take a look up on the screen. Apparently, she got into somewhat of a a legal situation with one of her so-called sugar daddies, right? So she was taking pictures and videos inside of his house, and I guess it got back to his family. So then he threatened to take legal action against her. So he ended up cutting her off. But it was actually this gentleman right here, right? Kevin McGovern, chairman and CEO based in New York City. Apparently he was one of her sugar daddies or whatever, right? And apparently this guy, he's a big fish in the city, right? He be running through all the black women within a 20-mile radius. I heard he done smashed them all. I heard when it comes to New York City, bro, if your girl been in the sugar baby lifestyle, Kevin McGovern smashed that joint. That's what I'm hearing. I did some digging. That apparently Kevin McGovern, he's a heavyweight. You know, he wants to feel like it's 1776 in the slave quarters again. But yeah, so he threatened to take legal action against her. You know, stop posting in my apartment. You know, it's getting back to my family. You blowing up the spot, right? You blowing up the spot. Now let's take a look at some of the reactions on social media. This lady said, Kevin McGovern slept with all the low-life black sugar babies in New York City. He even has a half-black daughter that he doesn't even claim, and he poisoned her Jamaican mother. Now, I don't listen. In case he takes legal action against me, I just want to say I don't know anything about that, right? Apparently, there's a rumor that he killed one of his sugar babies that he had an affair with and got pregnant. I don't know shit about that. I don't know shit about that. I'm just reacting to comments on social media. I'm not accusing a man of nothing. That's what the sugar babies are saying in the community, right? Anyway, let's continue. She went on to say, everybody goes to his New York City penthouse. I was laughing because she thought she was special. This lady right here said, this guy tried to snatch money out of my hands at his penthouse. He's actually crazy. She went on to say, this was almost 10 years ago when being a sugar baby was actually good. I found him on Tinder. He was very straightforward and asked how much I wanted for dinner. He got mad that I was making excuses not to. I refused because he's crusty and weird and brags about his black love child. He name drops and brags a lot. So the pictures that she took, he might have encouraged it because he's not shy. Now, like I said, brothers, they want to talk about, oh, the black man be dating outside the race the most, the black man, oh, the marriage stats, according to the marriage stats. Well, guess what? We don't have the dating stats, though. We don't have the Tinder stats. We don't have the dating app stats. We don't have the social media stats. We don't have the behind closed doors smashing under the cover stats. So we don't really know what's really happening behind closed doors, right? See, the black man be getting married to these other races. But see, the other side, they be having sex with these other races, though. That's what they don't want to talk about, though. See, the black man be starting families with these other races. That's true. The black man be getting married, walking down the aisle. That's true, right? But y'all be, having sex, behind the dumpster where nobody can see you. So it's different, right? Nobody's keeping track of your relations because it's not going down the aisle. It's not going down to marriage. So they try to weaponize that talking point against the black man. Oh, well, the marriage stats. Listen, it's my opinion that y'all are doing the same exact thing as the black man, but it's not leading down to marriage. That's my thing. Y'all doing the same thing y'all accusing the black man of doing, but it's simply not leading to marriage. So therefore you can hide under the cover of darkness. Listen, somebody got to say it. I'll be the first to say it. Let's continue. She went on to say, ask any girl that has dealt with him. He likes to be seen and noticed. I wouldn't blame this girl for the nonsense that he put in her head. He does have money, but he's also a nutty leprechaun. Now, the lady that made that comment, take a look up on the screen. This is who she is. I want you to take a look at who she is, brothers. You don't got to lie to me. You don't got to lie. Yes, she looks good. Tell the truth, brothers. Tell the truth, right? But I just want to reinforce what I said before, right? Yes, these men be dealing with our women. These men be running through our women, right? Under the cover of darkness. But when it comes time to marriage, when it comes time to start a family, when it comes time to break bread, when it comes time to, split up the inheritance, let's take a look at his wife, right? Let's take a look at his wife. This is him with his wife right here, right? This him with his wife, right? These dudes, they run through women in the community, then they go back to their frumpy looking wife, man. Their wife who's a 4 out of 10, and they give her all the money. That's crazy. You see, they be paying rent for a few months. They might buy some Louis Vuitton bags here and there. They might, pay to get her hair done here and there. Give her some, European designer heels, things like, little trinkets. Bullshit in their eyes. That shit don't mean nothing. He'll get that shit right back next month. Little bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But in their eyes, oh my God, I'm being treated like a queen. I'm being treated like a queen. But in his mind, he's like, nigga, that's bullshit, nigga. That's bull. Look at her so excited that I bought her a fucking Louis Vuitton t-shirt. You fucking peasant. Suck this dick. Like that's their mentality, right? That's truly their mentality, right? These dudes will marry a 4 out of 10 from their own community. then they'll trick off with the 9s and 10s of our community, right? And then those same 9s and those same sugar babies will come back to the community and try to evangelize the gospel of the European. Oh my God, these men are so amazing. These men are high up in the sky. These men are so amazing and spectacular and marvelous. And they try to gas up the heads of other women to go, run up and give their pussy away too. Like, I don't understand. Like, bro, someone has to talk about it. Someone has to talk about it. If I'm the only one talking about it or the lone voice in the wilderness, I'll be that. But somebody got to say something, man. Somebody got to have the conversation, bro. Anyways, this lady said, sugar babying and escorting is normal in New York City, unfortunately. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But unfortunately, though, here's the thing. This is why I tell y'all boys what to look out for, because a lot of times, like if you go back to my playlist and you watch those videos where I said, black man married a failed divestor, black man married a failed swirler, a lot of times at the end of their careers, these women end up running back to black men, right? After their escapades, they run back to I've done so many videos on this, brothers, right? After all of this is done, after they got ran through, after, they'd have been used up, they want to come back to the black man to, oh my God, the black king. I'm with my black king now. I'm so happy that I found the black king. Oh, look at my black king and my black family, my black children. I'm just so blessed to have found the black king. Oh my God, I love the black man so much. I could never be with any other man but the black man. The black man is so amazing. Oh my God, look at my black man. Like, I've done so many videos on that, brother. I've done so many videos on that where a woman was walking around preaching the gospel of the white man, evangelizing for the white man, talking about how the white man treats her amazing, but somehow it never led to marriage. It never led to anything of substance. All he did was smash and then, bought you a few trinkets and sent you on your way back to the black man. I've done so many videos on that. And then they come back to us, they become pro-black. They come back to us, they become Sojourner Truth. They become Harriet Tubman. They become Fannie Lou Hamer. They become pro-black revolutionary Black Panthers after the white man done send them back to us. That's why I tell y'all boys what to look out for, so you don't end up like the black man in my series, the Black Man Married a Failed Divestor series. I'm telling you. But anyways, man, let's go into, like I said before, we did the psychoanalysis. Now we're going to the historical analysis, because like I told you, this archetype has been with us since the plantation. These women have been with us since the plantation, since the days of chattel slavery. These women have been amongst us. These women have been in the community, out in the open. If you think about it, a lot of things we go through today is simply an inheritance from colonialism, if you want to be honest. But anyways, take a look up on the screen, man. We're going to be talking about placage. Now, I think I'm pronouncing it right, placage. Placage was a recognized extra-legal system in French and Spanish slave colonies of North America and the Caribbean, by which European men entered into civil unions with non-European women of African, Native American, and mixed-race descent. The term comes from the French word placer, meaning to place with. The women were not legally recognized as wives, but were known as placers. Their relationships were recognized among the free people of color, aka the mulattoes, as mariage de la main gauche, or left-handed marriages. They became institutionalized with contracts or negotiations that settled property on the woman and her children, and in some cases gave them freedom if they were enslaved. The system flourished throughout the French and Spanish colonial period, reaching its zenith during the latter between 1769 and 1803. The system may have been most widely practiced in New Orleans, where planter society had created enough wealth to support the system. It also took place in Latin-influenced cities of Natchez in Biloxi, Mississippi, and Mobile, Alabama, St. Augustine, and Pensacola, Florida, as well as Saint-Domingue, now known as Haiti. Placage became associated with New Orleans as part of its cosmopolitan society. Now, when we go to New Orleans, right? The Creoles and the mixed race population in New Orleans, where you think that came from, right? When you go down to Haiti, even the Dominican Republic, right? Where you think that came from? Where you think all the mixed race people came from? Where you think it came from, bro? When you look at the entirety of Latin America, where you think all the mixed race populations came from, bro? From these sugar baby and these sugar daddy dynamics. Also, the forced assaults, the forced, taking it by force. But a lot of times it was these similar, sugar baby, sugar daddy dynamics that have been around since the colonial period. Now it just simply changed forms and transformed to the modern day, but it's still going down, bro. It's still going down. The same way you saw that chairman and CEO of New York City running through all the sugar babies in the whole damn state. That same thing is going down today, bro. They still getting their rocks off like it's the plantation, bro. They still getting it in like it's the plantation, bro. Behind closed doors, though. Now, take a look up on the screen. Rosette Rochon was born in 1767 in Colonial Mobile, the daughter of Pierre Rochon, a shipbuilder from a Quebec family, and his mulâtresse slave consort Marianne, who bore him 5 other children. Once Rosette reached a suitable age, she became the consort of Monsieur Hardy, with whom she relocated to the colony of Saint-Domingue, now present-day Haiti. During her sojourn there, Hardy must have died or relinquished his relationship with her. Now, this is off topic, but when you examine the movements of the individuals during the colonial period, right? How a woman could be born in Mobile, Alabama, then end up in Haiti, or, a lady could be born in Haiti, then end up somewhere in New Orleans, or, just move into different movements, right? It goes to show that, like I said, guys like Tariq Nasheed trying to spread these different narratives by saying, oh, we from here and y'all really from over there and we from over there. Like it's not historically accurate. But anyways, let's continue. In 1797, during the Haitian Revolution, she escaped to New Orleans, where she later became the place of Joseph Forrestal, and then after his death, Charles Populus, both wealthy white New Orleans Creoles. Now, the place system is really no different than the modern day sugar baby, sugar daddy system that goes on today. Only difference is where in the place system, it would be like a middleman. Sometimes it would be like a madam or some like a intermediary that would bring the white man together with the black women. But now in the modern day, the black woman just delivers herself like a goddamn piece of pizza to the white man's house. Now let's continue. Take a look up on the screen. The term quadroon is a fractional term referring to a person with one white and one mulatto parent. Some courts would have considered 1/4 black. The quadroon balls were social events designed to encourage mixed-race women to form liaisons with wealthy white men through a system of concubinage known as plaquage. Now, think about it, right? So the mixed-race women who are the offspring of other, interracial relations between their parents or their grandparents, now that's how we end up with these multi-generational mixed people, right? Where you have a pure blood black woman with a pure blood white man. They have a kid. That kid is mixed. Then that mixed kid goes on to marry a white person. Then their kid goes on to marry a white person. That's how you have these people who can pass for white. They're damn near white, but they're still classified. If you go by the one drop rule, they're kind of black. They're still black, but they're really white. But they're really black, but they're like, they could pass for white. That's where you get these like super duper mixed Creole populations in New Orleans and in other populations that colonialism, things like that, right? So like I said, these things go back. If you know history, man, when you see certain things, man, you just see history repeating itself all over again, man. Anyway, let's continue. The origin of the quadroon balls can be traced back to Cap Français in the French colony of Saint-Domingue, which is present day Haiti. Nowadays, now listen, Haiti is definitely going to be an epicenter of these things because that was where a lot of race mixing was going on. Like the white man was running through all the black women in Haiti, bro. They created so many thousands of biracials and mulattoes and quadroons and hexadecaroons that during the Haitian Revolution, the mixed race men actually waged war against the black men in defense of their white fathers because it was that many of them. And many of them were slave-owning big planters. A lot of the mixed race men in Haiti were big slave-owning planters. They had a lot of slaves, they had a lot of property passed down by their fathers. And when the black man rose up to defend his rights, they waged war against the black man to bring him back to the plantations to defend the European colonial system. Now let's continue. In the French colony, the male population outnumbered the women. White women were very few, and there were few alternatives to prostitution for free women of color. The colony was known in the Caribbean for its mulatto courtesans, whose trademark was elegance, a haughty demeanor, and the demand to be courted. As there were no brothels in the colony and sex workers worked independently, these balls were a place where the most exclusive courtesans met their clients. Having met, they were set up as the official housekeeper, or openly kept as mistresses. When their male client died or left to settle in France for their retirement, they were normally left with money, property, or slaves for future support. This was a common background for free colored businesswomen, among whom the most famous were Nanette Pince-Maille and Anne Laporte, Simone Brocard, and Julie Dahay. Now, if you go to my playlist section, I recently read a biography of King Henry Christophe, one of the main protagonists in the Haitian Revolution. And during his childhood, they spoke about how when the slave ship would dock in the colony, right? And they spoke about, the whites that would come, purchase their slaves. But one thing stuck out to me. They said one day, that a mixed race woman came to purchase slaves, and she had her two black maids with her, right? So she had her African maids with her, and the mixed race woman came to the dock to purchase her slaves, right? So when I see these women, they over here talking about they're going to get with the white man. We're going to get with the white man, have our mixed race kids. And I'm just like, damn, goddamn, man. Because when our great-great-grandmothers had these mixed race kids, they became our enslavers. Not all of them, but a good amount of them, at least when you talk about the Haitian Revolution especially. So these things, they definitely strike a chord with me in terms of when I, harken back to history. Anyway, let's continue. Many refugees from Haiti came to New Orleans and settled after the outbreak of the Haitian Revolution in 1791, until the Dominican refugee colony in Cuba was ousted in 1809. These were white, black, and free people of color who were used to the placage system in Saint-Domingue and who introduced a more formalized form of placage as well as the famous quadroon balls to New Orleans. Monique Guillory writes about the quadroon balls that took place in New Orleans, the city most strongly associated with these events. She approaches the balls in context of the history of a building, the structure of which is now the Bourbon's Orleans Hotel. Inside is the Orleans Ballroom, a legendary, if not entirely factual, location for the earliest quadroon balls. In 1805, Albert Tessier, a refugee from Haiti, began renting a dance hall in New Orleans where he threw twice weekly dances for the free quadroon women and white men only. This was an innovation in New Orleans at the time. Balls for free women of color had been held in New Orleans in the 1790s, but they had been open for both white men and the free men of color, the latter of whom could marry the women rather than form a placage with them. And these new balls exclusively for free quadroon women and white men was therefore more closely associated with the placage system, introducing a Dominican custom to New Orleans. And when they say Dominican, they're basically just saying Haitian, because, you know, back then Haiti was Saint-Domingue, so now it's whatever. But anyway, let's continue. The quadroon balls were elegant and elaborate, designed to appeal to wealthy white men. Although race mixing was prohibited by New Orleans law, it was common for white gentlemen to attend the balls, sometimes stealing away from white balls to mingle with the city's quadroon female population. The principal desire of quadroon women attending these balls was to become placée as the mistress of a wealthy gentleman, usually a young white Creole or a visiting European. These arrangements were a common occurrence, Guillory suggests, because the highly educated, socially refined quadroons were prohibited from marrying a white man and were unlikely to find black men of their own status. Now, like I said, when you study history, these things just be like, man, it feel like deja vu. They said the mixed race women of New Orleans, they wanted to get with the white men because they felt there wasn't enough black men to go around. Now, during that time, that could have been true. That could have been true, right? It really might not have been as much black men to go around, right? But in the modern day, that's not the case. In the modern day, we free now. Black men getting money now. Black men, you know, we flying around the world now. Black men, you know, we got, you know, Ferraris and mansion homes now. So, you know, we're not on a plantation no more. So, you know, but still, some of our women are still stuck in the mindset of the 1790s, like it's the quadroon balls or some shit like that, bro. And as you can see, these things were happening heavily in not only Haiti, my home country, but also New Orleans. You know, the connection between Haiti and New Orleans, obviously. But it was happening all over the southern United States. They mentioned, you know, Biloxi, they mentioned Mobile, Alabama, they mentioned Florida, Pensacola, they mentioned New Orleans, things like that. So it was happening all through the southern coast, all through the Caribbean, all through, especially Hispaniola, especially in Haiti as well. So when it comes to me, that's automatic disqualification, bro. If a woman tells me, oh yeah, you know, back in the day I was dealing with the Pilgrims, I was dealing with the Europeans, that's automatic disqualification, man. My forefathers had to tolerate that. My forefathers had to sit around and watch that go down. They had to accept whatever scraps was given to them. I'm a free black man. I do not have to tolerate that, bro. I want the best of the best, and the best of the best will never be the white man's scraps. I tell you that right now. Now, to be honest, man, as you can see, this has been going down for centuries, and at the end of the day, what do they have to show for it at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, these men are still going to go back home to their frumpy looking wives after they get done having fun with you, right? The social and the racial dynamics and hierarchies will still be established and entrenched. I mean, at the end of the day, all you're going to get is a few trinkets. You know, you're going to take a few pictures on a yacht, maybe, you know, take some photos in a foreign country. You know, that's all you're going to do. Even this lady who was the subject of today's video, she is online. She's selling courses. She's talking about she gonna release a book. She's gonna sell a book. Obviously, the sugar baby lifestyle is not paying how it's supposed to pay. It's obviously not giving what it's supposed to give, because if she was really getting money how she's supposed to get money, she would not be online trying to sell courses, sell books, sell all this type of nonsense to her audience. Obviously, man, she is obviously selling a dream. She's selling some propaganda to the population, man. And it's got to be men like me. It's got to be people like me to just call this shit out and just say it plainly, man. Say it plainly, bro. This is nothing but plantation activities, man. This is nothing but plantation activities. Even when you examine the placage system from the colonial period and the modern day sugar baby, sugar daddy relationships, it's the same exact dynamic, if you want to be honest, right? It's the same exact dynamic. All the leverage and power is given to one side. There's an imbalance in terms of the power. There's a power imbalance, right? The social status in both scenarios, the man holds more social power due to his wealth, race, and his age. And you could even say that it even reinforces the racial hierarchy, because it reinforces the idea that blacks are simply here to serve whites, because that's what it was back in the day. When a white man had his black mistress, her job was simply here to serve, whatever that could have meant, right? Serve, right? Whether that might be, I don't know, feeding him a meal and making sure that his house is clean, and making sure that when he wants a piece of pussy, he gets it. When he wants some head, he gets it. You are here to serve, right? So when you get involved in this lifestyle, you're pretty much just extending the colonial heritage, the colonial tradition of you serving the whites. That's all it is, man. Just reinforcing the idea that the only reason you are here is to serve, right? And in exchange, you get some trinkets, you get some bullshit that they don't even care about. Here, take this Hermes bracelet, take this cheap Rolex, take this diamond necklace, take this trip to Dubai, take this trip to Amsterdam with me. Like, he don't give a fuck about that shit, bro. He'll get that shit back on his fucking tax write-offs or something like that. But you over here, you on Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok, oh, look at me, I'm on a private jet. He like, nigga, I don't give a fuck about this private jet, nigga. I'll buy another one. You're a fucking peasant. I'm gonna go back to my wife when I'm done. Now get over here and suck this dick. That's the mentality, man. That's the mentality. But anyways, man, I don't want this video to be too long, man. It's your boy Neferkari. That's Salim. Back in the building. Yes, indeed. Cash app in the description. Support the channel, man. Support the channel. Support the album, too. Peace.
No. Feel like I'm 75. Know that your team be full of them traders. You know that can never be mine. I'm grabbing a thought when I drive. I'm back in my zone and we on. She said that she ready to come be my wife. Yeah, hoping I don't do her wrong. I gave her my word and it's bond. I'm whipping the best like a lamb. I'm eating no chicken and lamb. Accustomed to call me the man. I never be up on the gram. I'm keeping that way undercover. She want me to tell her I love her. I told her I'm breaking the rules. I told her we making the news. Back in my city, they loving me. Standing alone, I'm 100 deep. Enemy plotting and still in reach. They try to make sure that we underneath. Trying to make sure that we never make it. Coming for power, come get acquainted. Coming for everything that I wanted. Feeling like Drake, but I really wrote it. Feeling like Kendrick, I'm checking names. Gotta roll up while I go insane. Got so much stress, I been gained weight. Stuffing these racks in this Louis case. One thing for certain, I'm about to check. Keep it 100 and nothing less. Stick with the family since day one. Had to stay down till my day come. Had to stay down, but I'm never patient. Hop on the mic and I'm motivated. Hop on the mic and I drop a classic. Haters can't see me, they copping glasses. Back in the studio making magic. Got a new tape and it's in production. Back on my business, I got a budget. Staying low key when I'm out in public. Feel like I'm 75. Know that your team be full of them traders. You know that can never be mine. I'm grabbing a thought when I drive. I'm back in my zone and we on. She said that she ready to come be my wife. Yeah, hoping I don't do her wrong. I gave her my word and it's bond. I'm whipping the best like a lamb. I'm eating no chicken and lamb. Accustomed to call me the man. I never be up on the gram. I'm keeping that way undercover. She want me to tell her I love her. I told her I'm breaking the rules. I told her we making the news.